What's going on? And
Come on, Manny. Who's this?
Manny has to have his hat on.
BT?
I gotta have my freaking persona on. You'll never catch me without my hat.
Well, we did.
You did. They didn't.
Oh, I don't know. Did you catch him without his hat?
Nope.
Okay.
He knew that. I didn't point it to him.
No? Okay, now take a look at Frankie.
Frankie, Manny, Mr. Jim.
And then I got you.
Oh, Mr. Derek say, hey, D.
Hey, what's up, Derek?
Hey, Derek, what's up?
We're celebrating a special event right now.
It's called Jamil's birthday.
Oh, I thought we were doing
Oh,
Danny's
shit.
ball. I thought we were doing Danny's ball drop.
Oh, ball drop, huh? No.
Yeah, you dropped the ball earlier, right?
I did.
What'd you do?
Did you drop your balls?
No! Dude, what is wrong with you?
What'd you
This
do?
freaking guy, man. Oh my
I just want to know what you meant by that.
You know when you
Oh,
drop
we,
the ball, when you drop the
Chill,
ball?
Jamil's
drop
birthday
the
is in
ball.
Ball,
January.
yeah.
Not your
Hey,
ball.
hey, D said, Derek said your birthday is in January.
No, it isn't. Mine is July 23rd, baby.
You heard that?
July 23rd.
You know whose birthday it is today, too?
Who?
Slash from Guns N' Roses.
Oh, Slash. He's a partner of mine.
Oh, yeah, he's a...
Yeah, he's July 23rd, man. Correct yourself. D.
Is that Luke? Is that Luke?
No.
What's going on? Time no see. He's right there.
He said, oh, dang, only 5 days after mine.
Yeah, only 5 days after yours, but I'm 10 years younger than you, baby.
I don't know, but there's 10 years younger than you, shit.
My sister's in a couple of days. I gotta remember that. 26th.
So, Frank, did you get your transmission fixed yet?
They're fixing it right now.
When is it going to be ready?
Should be ready tomorrow.
Bro, he said he's 35.
He's 35?
D is 35.
Oh. Oh, then you got me by 10.
Yeah. So
I'm
you're
45, yeah.
So you're older than him 10 years, or you're younger than him 10 years,
Yeah,
D.
he's 45.
Hi, Loco. Who's the Loco? Loco said hi.
Loco is Luca, right?
No.
What's up, Loco?
Loco. D,
We're having
ha, ha,
fun
ha.
here. We're at Churchill's in Scottsdale. Smoking our cigars.
I'm kidding.
You know my microphones are going to catch that, right?
Huh?
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure you understand that there's microphones on the table that will pick up a lot of that secret audio.
There's no secrets.
Make sure you guys make a lot of money tonight.
Yeah, D, you heard that?
Hopefully better than yesterday.
Yep.
Yesterday was primo.
So,
Shit.
so since we're talking, hey,
Go.
since we're talking about the apps, how's it been? How's it been?
You know, last week, honestly, it was actually pretty good for me. Jamil did a ride for me, Danny did a ride for me just because my car was in the shop. And I did, I think, 3 for myself. So it would have been 5 rides I would have had, 5 or 6 rides I would have had last week.
That's on Pax.
With Pax.
That's on Pax.
And then what about the apps?
What about Uber Lyft?
Oh, they're horrible. I mean, Uber is as bad as I've ever seen it. 100% terrible.
Let me ask you guys, are you guys getting $5 rides, $6 rides when you're at
D
the
said
airport?
yesterday sucked.
So if I'm, let's just say Uber. Lyft is Lyft. Yesterday, I was getting offers for $6.50 to go from Sky Harbor to, say, the Omni. At Tatum and Lincoln. $6.50. $10 to go like to Happy Valley and I-17.
That's
I got them all. I got screenshots to prove all
I
this
know,
stuff.
and you know, people are thinking that we are making these things up, and we can't make up these things.
No, we got proof.
And when
Where's
we
the
have
one that was posted on that you posted up? I told you to go back in
Yeah.
to add the hashtags to
Yeah.
it. That one was freaking hilarious. It was from Tolleson to Fountain Hills. So you're talking about 53 miles, 54 miles, okay? $28.
that's crazy.
He posted that one up, and I was like,
now when we're getting all these rides that we're doing, right? People don't understand that we have transmission problems. We have tire problems. Who's gonna pay for all of that? Who's gonna make up
you
that
always talk
difference?
about the same thing.
No, I'm not talking about that because these are new people. New people
I like
coming
that.
in.
I'm just busting your balls. I'm just busting your chops.
$4.43 to take
Show
somebody
it to them.
downtown.
Did you take that, sir?
Of course.
Yes.
They're right
Good
on it.
job.
Yeah, well, you know what? Uber is now trying to take our jobs away.
Uber's not trying to take your jobs away. It's just Uber's doing what it needs to do to make sure that their company is solvent.
Yes. So us as drivers under them, just license plates to them.
Here's a
I
real-
keep telling you guys, and
here's
we've been talking about this for 4 years now. That if you're going to be in the transportation business, the personal, you need to develop an actual business plan.
Yes.
To rely upon a third-party app like an Uber or Lyft, I mean, it was great in the early beginning. You know, it started out something, then somebody came along and realized they can make a decent living. They did it full time.
It was
but that's
automatic.
not what it was designed for. That was not what those apps were designed like. And I'm not defending them.
No, he's right.
But what I'm trying to say is,
You are right. That's
they
why it's
had-
called rideshare.
Yes, exactly. And the trick with that is why that money was so good before. The federal government was subsidizing it. And then COVID comes along and they further increase the subsidizing. So they're just at that point, Uber, Lyft, these applications could afford to pay more money to the driver.
And not
but
only that,
now, you got to remember, they are a publicly traded company. They are, first and foremost, okay, at the liberty to make profit for their shareholders. I personally have shares.
I understand your
Okay,
point.
and I want to see profitability because neither one of those two companies has been profitable.
And the thing is, during that period of time of COVID and after COVID, when they were being subsidized for these ride share situations, they needed drivers. They didn't have enough drivers. So how did they do it? It's like crack cocaine, you know? You give it to somebody for free, and then that person's gonna then want it and want it more often, and that's what happens. Show it to him. Show it.
Is it
Show it.
Check that out.
13.87 20, bro, 54 minutes.
Yeah, 54
This
minutes.
is the garbage.
Damn.
How are
Yeah.
we going to be
So
profitable?
you're literally
Nobody's
making-
gonna take this ride.
You not only that, how is anybody that owns a car going to be profitable to make any money off of that? The only person that makes the money off of it is Uber and Lyft, and that's called slavery.
No, yes and no. Once again, going back, if you look at the numbers, they're not making much more as far as profitability, as far off of each ride. They're making more than they did previously, but not by much
But they're not paying the driver anymore.
because there's no money there. Once again, the subsidies is what they were paying the driver.
I understand. So then they need to come up with a plan that a driver is enticed to make more money in order for them to stay in their platform. If they're not going to stay in the platform
Bro.
at that point,
Yeah, go ahead.
you know, if they're not making money, people and all of these teachers, all these unemployed people, they're saying, maybe I can make some extra money. You're not making a dime.
Nope.
You're not making a
In
dime.
most cases, you're seeing them, it costs them money to actually go to work.
Losing
That's
money.
right. They start losing money.
This is classic right here. One last one I got to show you. This is a reservation ride. So now reservation, you have to be on 40 minutes prior.
40 minutes.
Hold on.
prior.
So is that an X or a comfort?
This is X.
And you got to be 40 minutes. I thought it was 30 minutes.
40
No,
minutes.
40 minutes.
40 minutes?
40 minutes.
You have to be online.
And not only that, now go ahead and show it to them. They charge what? $16.
$6.
$6.49.
Wait. They charge a
Whatever they're
reservation
charging, I have-
fee on
yeah,
top
oh,
of
of
that.
course.
They
But they
charge
don't tell you.
$16 on the reservation fee. And look what they're paying out a driver. What does it cost Uber to have that reservation fee?
Nothing.
Nothing. Why don't they pass it on to the driver?
Just take whatever percentage they take.
It's like when you say, like, I go pick somebody up, they don't show up. They charge them $5, they give the driver $2.50 and do 50 for themselves.
What did they do to? They didn't spend an extra minute or two for you.
Lyft doesn't do that. They actually, I'm quite surprised with them and what they give me for a cancellation fee.
What is that?
The last two times it's been almost $7.
Yeah, they are. Honestly, you're right about that. Lyft is really good. That's one of their selling points. They've done a marketing campaign. If you look in, you go online and you look at Lyft, they have an ad marketing campaign out right now for the drivers. They've increased the frequency and the amount they're paying for canceled rides.
Well, and a good example is Frank.
I've had it happen twice.
Frank gets more money on a daily basis by working on Lyft than he does working on Uber.
But that's only a recent thing.
That is recent. That's I would say since June.
Since June?
I would say since June. And like,
Hey, Luca.
Hey, look.
You might want to move your chair over.
Yeah. Come on, Frankie.
what's up, man? So that's been since June.
That's Luke.
Nice to meet
Hey, don't block the camera.
Come over here next to me.
My sweet
Here you go. That's why I said
downtown
scoot
rides
over
that
here.
have been taken away from me.
You think it's gonna be good to fire again?
You got Luca kind
I
of
was just
in
telling
What do you think?
my sweet downtown rides are
there. Yeah, you
gone.
can be so
They don't exist anymore.
Hey, easy.
No
Don't
more
make this
DT.
forward.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry about that.
They don't exist anymore. My
Yeah, Luke is here.
Audio.
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 We're advertising your place.
Yeah, not my favorite.
We're just capturing our conversation. That's why I have the microphone.
Your conversation.
Yeah, that's why the microphones are right here. Yeah, no worries. So that's the thing. Is I keep telling you guys, I keep telling everybody, all these other drivers, everybody, you need to stop relying on the apps. The apps are managed. The only thing you can utilize the apps for and be profitable with is to use them to capture. That's it. Capture the opportunity to market yourself. There's no future in an app.
Seguro, amigos.
Yeah, there's absolutely no future in an app.
These apps. There's new apps coming.
New apps are here.
Well, there's
They're gonna
new
give
apps
us-
being like Pax and Fair Co-op and all them.
And-
I'm sorry,
and
but
Hum.
yeah, Hum is starting to they're starting to move to that area of the market. We'll see how they make their transition. I'm sorry to say, they've proven slow. That's fine. They're overall, their business model, it doesn't work if you already have an established business like yourself or like me. You already have your book of clients. You already go out and you deal. Hum doesn't work for us.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. It won't work for us. If you're building your book,
That's a good place
that's
to
a
start.
place to start. But that's the only thing. And then you can use it to build. Once you captured that opportunity, you have that client, and they're starting to become a frequent, user of your services. Use Hum to get to the client, to be able to make the elevator pitch, because that's essentially what it is. Once you're in the ride, it's an elevator pitch. It's an elevator pitch. You've got elevator pitch. Well, Lyft and Uber give you that opportunity. Because you're getting the people that are frequently using the service. They're using the ride service.
Keep the standards.
Uber and Lyft. However, what they're getting is inconsistent services, inconsistent drivers, inconsistent cars, inconsistent, just total
Everything.
inconsistency. So when they find a quality driver, they find the quality car, they find the quality in the service that you're offering, that's your opportunity. The easiest elevator pitch in the world to try to capture a client and make them a private client of your own is the person that gets in is like, oh, your car is so clean. Oh, your car is so nice. Oh, you're friendly. Anything along the context of that positive reinforcement to you versus previous experiences. If you don't pitch that, if you don't have your business card, if you're not trying to capture that opportunity, you're shooting yourself not only in the foot, you're cutting your leg off.
Amen. That's true. And not only that, but the fact that, we don't have to be cheaper anymore.
No.
We don't have to be cheaper.
Know your worth, know your value.
Know your worth, know your value, and know what you're doing for service.
When is when am I going to be able to say, hey, I can take you and just put you on this?
Well, for Pax, it's coming in with the,
Soon, ASAP.
that's
We're
it.
testing a shit a ton right
And now
now.
are we going to be able to just say our own price?
Yeah, you should. But what we want you to do,
Because most people that I pick up are from out of state.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't want to download the app.
Exactly.
and I'll tell you this: the one thing that you have to know is what the going price is. In some cases, let's say we go to the concert, right? And we have an SUV.
Hey, bro, I don't speak Korean.
We have a
I can't read Korean.
we have a
Commented in Korean.
SUV. That SUV to go from Scottsdale to the concert, it's $275, let's say, and a black car is 300.
Black
270.
SUV is 300.
300 for a black SUV, 275 for a black car,
Hi,
and
Hansu.
200 for a car like
I
yours.
know. Nice to meet you, sir. No, it's Korean, bro.
You pick up from downtown? 35.
Bro, Derek said this guy. He said he asked if somebody speak Japanese or Chinese, but the guy is Korean.
No, but I hablo español, árabe o inglés.
Yeah, but
I speak Japanese, but I'm not reading the screen, so
Yeah.
sorry.
no, it's Korean. You don't speak.
I don't know. I don't speak Korean. I don't read Korean. I don't speak Korean.
Well,
I read Japanese. I speak Japanese.
Well, I speak a little bit Korean. 안녕하세요.
What is it?
안녕하세요. Hello.
안녕하세요.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. Well, I used to take Taekwondo, so they taught
Taekwondo.
so they taught me
Whatever.
that.
So, I mean, it always comes down to the fact of like, look, you need to approach everything you do to earn. Anything you do, that's yours.
It's yours, bro.
Anything you do as an earn. I don't care if it's delivery of any type of anything. I don't care. Food, parts, medical supply, people. It's all delivery. Let's get real. Okay, it's all a delivery.
Transportation.
Yeah, it's a
all
transportation. It's
transportation.
delivery.
Yeah.
You're delivering. Sometimes people are breathing instead of it being a cardboard box with a piece of metal in it.
And it's a service. What
Yeah,
we
it's a
do,
service,
it's
and
a
that's what I was
service.
getting to. Is it's a service. You have to understand that in any service,
Indeed, that don't
there's a
prove a
cost and there's a value. If you don't know the cost, you probably don't know the value. Because
that-
the cost is what is just that.
So-
it's a cost.
so-
It's what's it cost for you to do that service, and then everything in the value is what you're getting paid.
Yeah.
Great factor right there.
So remember that ride I got yesterday? That $28 for 50 miles. If you take $50 or the $29 divided by
If I drove a pedal car like yours, I
Well,
would
it
tell them
wouldn't
I
even-
take the ride. I take the. If I drove a pedal car like yours,
I took that as
and I would hit them at $2 a mile.
yeah.
No, that's an electric car we're talking about.
Yeah, it's a pedal car. It's an EV. It's a pedal car.
This is making fun.
Car in the water, bro.
Exactly. I would hit 'em
Loogie.
for, yeah, I would hit them for $2 a mile.
But
Because when you say it like that, people start to think different. When you
we're
say the
Asian
overall- when you
American.
say
We
the
live in
overall
America.
number,
Yep.
the overall number can shock some people, and that's the problem. Everybody, because right now times are getting tough. People, inflation, all this other crap, and everything. A lot of it in the economy is easing up, but people are still pinching pennies. When you hit them with the overall number, a lot of times they're going to get that backup. You're going to get that recoil. Oh, that's a lot of money. But when you show them, hey, look, I can do it for $2 a mile, but there's no way I can do it for 47 cents a mile.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the thing. Very important that everybody knows what it costs you to run your car on a daily basis. And not only that, you need to have a profit and loss statement that runs weekly. And why do you need to do that? It's because this way you know what your expenses are. You know what your cost is. From food, do you guys realize that we spend about 20 to $30 a day in just lunches and little minimum.
Well, just
Okay.
this alone is $10-12.
Right.
Yeah, but that's
I know.
not something you can't
I
write
know.
that off.
I know.
Don't forget, a meal. You can write the meals off if it's business related.
But this would be a part of my meal.
So when we do our meetings, when we meet, we go over, okay, what's the plan? We got some events coming. Who's going to do the event at what time? And we start figuring out why, because in case people want to know, a lot of the times we're figuring out who's going to drive when at what shifts, because we want to cover an event from beginning to end. So if these guys start out early morning, say 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and they're going to drive till noon, then they're expecting me and him to come at like 11 o'clock so that we have some overlay.
And then we
11, so we're running 11 to 7.
Seven.
Danny's running from 4 to midnight. Now we only have that little window.
and then
between
Ken
3 a.m.
midnight to 4 a.m.
Yeah,
Ken. We got Ken.
Ken.
But that's what I'm trying to say. We're trying to cover as much of it as we can.
Where is Ken?
24/7.
You know, so
Well, he's
that's
always asleep.
when you're doing any type of logistical planning or anything, that's a meeting.
Yeah.
That meal is a write-off.
Yeah.
Make
Well,
sure you get that damn
this is what people don't
And that-
understand.
But that's what going to your profit and loss. Too many people, these guys getting into this, these people getting into any form of business, whether it be this business or any other business. Profit and loss. Learn how to do it. There's courses on YouTube. There's courses go take a night course in simple business management.
And again,
Yeah, bro.
we're not tax people. We're not telling you that you have things that are deductibles or not deductibles. But one thing you need to know is be aware of what the cost is to run a business. Some people have had livery service business. They have limo services, and they have failed. Why have they failed? I'm going to tell you why. Because they think that because they're sitting down and not making any money is a loss. That's not true. The only way you make money is knowing what you're charging a customer. That's going to take event, and it's going to take all day. Let's say one ride, but one ride gets you $400. Okay, for that matter, okay, you didn't have any expenses prior to it. The only expense is to do that ride. And that's how you make your profits. If you sit down and you don't make any money, that's okay. By all means, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you can't say, well, I'd rather take a $6 ride because
I need
it's
the
better.
money.
I need the money, and it just is better than me sitting down doing nothing.
No, absolutely. Work within your means. That's another aspect behind it, is work within your means. Don't go out assuming.
Oh, the double? Yeah, those are nice.
Don't go out assuming that you're gonna. Don't go out and assume that you're gonna make $200, $300, $400. Can I get some still water? Thank you, Ryan.
Still water.
Still.
That's a fancy way to order some water.
Yeah, it is.
Tap water on the side.
What? We're not a distillery here, bud. I don't have no stills. I got the product that comes out of them.
There you go. So, I guess what I was trying to say is work within your means. Work within your means. Don't assume you're going to make any money. If you're working on the apps, especially, you're just starting out, and I don't mean that you're just starting out in rideshare, but if you're just starting now to try to build or create your own business, build your book, first thing to do is take 1 week and record everything you spend money on. Every time you go to the gas station, get a receipt for the gas.
Bro, this business is not as easy as people
No, it's
think.
not. And while you're there, if you buy that soda, if you buy that juice, you buy that candy bar, get a receipt. Get a little book. Keep all those receipts. Go a full week. And then at the end of that week, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
At the end of that week, don't separate them into the. Total it all up. And look at how much money you're not even paying attention because you're thinking in your own mind, oh, it's only $5. It's only $6. It's only $3.
Do it times 5.
Yeah, but when you go through 5, 6, 7 days and you're doing that,
I do that for last year.
yeah, but and most people don't. They're not conscious enough to think of all that.
$8,600 just to meet.
You see that?
How much?
$8,600 in a quarter.
And just in a quarter.
I wrote it every day what I spent because I swiped the card and I come home. I wrote the mileage, time how much I worked, mileage, each up how much I made it, and total, and the meal. At the end of the years, beginning New Year's, I sit down in 2-3 hours, sheet by sheet, count everything.
And you know what? Let me tell
Over
you something.
$12,000 I spent just on the gas.
And,
Over
and,
12 grand.
and this is what people don't.
Maintenance the vehicle.
Oh, that's another expense.
Let's if any you guys buy it for the shiny stuff, Polish vehicle, whatever what we choose in dry cleaning, just account that. When you're 1099, you're literally you have the everything. And keep all of this. I have a book, Rose, $3.99. It's the book with date, time, and day. You buy and save this for the file on IRS for the 5 years. In case in area, the IRS has the right the specialist to come to his office and check for 5 years. She told me, I'm not defending you. I'm not gonna against them. I'm just allowing them. Okay, this is my name, Luke. Okay, this is the Luke last 10 years for the do tax review. That's because she has a copy, I have a copy, and electronically go to the IRS. So the 3 different sheets as go same time. So her file, my file, and IRS. And she keeps us for 5 years. Every 5 years, she look in the file, she shredded it. And she told me, save everything for 5 years. Every bill you spend, I collect it. Gas, the same plot. Actually, little small shoes back, whatever it is.
And it's amazing that you said that. We have a new driver that started last year. His name is Ken. Hi, Ken. Anyways, he asked me, how is it that you keep track? And I showed him. I have a planner, day planner, and I write down my miles, how much gas I'm spending, and what you said about how many drinks I buy, how much lunch, anything, and I write it down. And
It's everything. So like in my case, I buy, every one of my vehicles, we have water. We have water bottles.
Especially
I buy those we buy them by the quarter pallet.
yeah.
Those little water bottles, we buy them by the quarter pallet. I won't buy a whole pallet. It just don't make any sense. I don't have the room to. But I buy the quarter pallet. I buy those bottles. And I try to spread out because remember, it's a write-off. So I try to spread it out over the quarters. And there's certain quarters that I'm busier and I can take a bigger hit. Like the summertime out here, there's no way I'm going to take that in the summer. That's a huge hit.
But we still have to write it down.
So I'll buy a couple if I run out of water, like we ran out of water because this summer I didn't plan properly. Now I'm just buying a couple cases at a time, just enough to get us by until I get to the next quarter. Next quarter starts, I'm going to buy that quarter pallet, and I can pretty much say that's a good chunk of my write-offs for next quarter.
And it's amazing because this way you're learning to write off things on a business sense, because what we have right now is a business. And Luke told one person in the airport, do you know how much money you're spending on certain things?
They don't have a
And
don't.
They don't
That
have
driver doesn't know how many mileage they did on the day in the vehicle.
I know.
They said, I'm sorry to stop you right here. They say, okay, I'll fill, and they show me on the dashboard 455 miles I can do it, and I'm waiting for the last quarter. So you can do $70, $370, $170, but that's not gonna work like this.
It doesn't cut it.
You make $250 and you build over 400 miles in your vehicle, you're in 100% deficit.
And when he
100%.
when he
I
asked
like
that
the Frank
person,
strategy. He do the short mileage, less
Smart,
money,
smart.
but sometimes he make more money than we.
Yeah.
It's a running 5-7 mile, but you accepting trip like for $70 and you gotta drive like 110 miles.
No way.
That's not gonna work.
it doesn't work.
You guys, I don't.
No, no, I'm just
No,
talking general.
but this is
Even for
amazing.
luxury service.
This is amazing because when he told that person, he was trying to be positive about it, but that person started to cry and was upset.
Yeah, walk away from me.
And walked away
Okay,
from him,
whatever.
thinking that he was insulting her, or it, whatever the case might be. But you know, it's neither here or there, right? This is important that people need to understand that when somebody gives you a
The
positive
bottom line
reinforcement.
is, I mean, I guess you could say, simplify it, is the bottom line is these people need to understand that these apps have made us lazy. Not us, but have allowed lazy people to get a taste of what it's like
Well,
to be able to make
yeah.
a certain amount of income. But in
This-
doing that, they haven't been taught, treated, or had a mentor to show them how to. Here, you need a poker, or you need.
Mine goes so hard.
Oh, you need a poker?
A poker.
Oh, you want that? Okay, here. So here, you need a poker.
Poke
Yeah,
it,
because
poke
it's
it.
really so
Yeah,
hard.
poke it.
All right. So back to what I was saying is, unfortunately, there's just not enough people mentoring these people that are into it. And on the other hand, too, there's other people they just don't give a damn.
They don't
How
want.
many of these drivers have met that they don't care? They're, I'm not going to file my taxes. I don't care. And I'm like, how much did you make last year? How much did you make? You know, they don't understand. You're yeah, go ahead. Don't file your taxes. See what happens.
You're gonna get in a lot of trouble.
Oh,
A lot of
yeah.
trouble. A lot of trouble. And then not only that, but listen, you want to get a loan, a business loan, you have to have documentations that help you get that business loan. You want to get a fleet of 10 Teslas? If you don't have any backup documentations of what you made in a year, you're not going to get anything. Am I right or am I wrong?
No,
I
you're
thought I
right.
just got a ping on this.
For what? X?
Yeah. Legit. Does it make a noise?
Bro, we're working on that right now. It's supposed to.
Dude,
Like,
don't even get me started on Pax.
Like I missed.
I'm about ready to. It's like if I didn't love my phone so much and it was just Pax, I'd chuck the sucker out the window.
Oh damn.
Damn, he's really. Oh, we just hit us.
I'm sorry, but I mean, I looked it up the other day. I opened up Pax, I looked at it, and I was like, and it said I think it said 3 or 4 rides. I'm like, I don't remember that many rides.
No, you didn't. It's probably notification.
Okay, whatever.
That was sent to you. That's all.
What's wrong?
What did you
Well,
say?
he didn't poke it right out. Next time, let me poke. Let me get at it, and I'll draw a set for you. But I don't know, man. I'm personally, I'm starting to get frustrated because the people that I've talked to, it used to be 50% of the people we talked to listened, learned, at least took notes, mental notes.
Some of them don't care.
The ones now, they come up and they're just like, dude, I want to drive a black car vehicle. I want to do that. I want.
And how much do I get paid?
Fine. You want to do that? Okay, this is what you need to do.
He was
Okay,
trying to tell
you need to
somebody
go
that
register
the other
your
day.
LLC. Go down to the state building. Go register your LLC. Go
Livery.
down and get your livery license. Go get your for hire license. Go get your fingerprint. What? Hold on. They don't require. They do their background checks on Uber. Hold on. You said you want your own business, right? Don't rely on what they do. Go down and
What
get your
you need.
fingerprints. Do the FBI NIC system. Go get that done.
Danny, recorded that. Look at that. What are you doing?
You know, it's like I try to tell
my
them. And they're like, oh, at that point, it's like, okay, well, no, now it's like a real job. They don't want a real job.
But that's why Uber knows that.
Exactly.
that's why-
Uber
this is why
realizes that people are
It's a
weak-minded.
It's
this
like
one? You like it?
it's a mind game.
I've had that one before.
So they, like you said,
Easy to pull.
Well,
they
yeah,
could
because
pay
it's a
us
damn
15
church
bucks.
help.
But then they
This
send
one
it
is so
to
hard.
5 different
like-
drivers, $5.
Damn, make me like.
$5, exactly.
You didn't poke it right. You should have when you put that in. When you pull it in, you want to put it in and turn it,
Right.
and then
Turn
turn
it
it
and
as you're
pull it.
pulling out. Because these they hook the stems
All right,
and it'll
we're
open it up
good?
for you.
I think that's good. My phone's gonna die.
Oh, what's new, man? You don't ever charge your phone. That's why.
No, my this an old phone. The battery, shit.
Well, make sure you say goodbye to everybody from this
You
this
say
end. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Luke.
About to say goodbye too. I'm starting to
Oh,
feel
you
a
got
little
about-
woozy in here.